Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm going to do a quick video for you. I have a 2020 Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road. We have 20,000 miles on her. I'm going to do the front rear differential, drain and fill, and also the T-case, the transfer case. One step ahead, I'm down here on the rocks. I removed the skid plate, which is for 14 millimeter bolts, one there. There's gonna be another one back here, one right there, and we have one more right there. This is going to be a 10 millimeter Allen. Here's your fill port, and the drain is at the bottom. Hold the camera good for you here. So you're filling, draining. Always crack your fill port first. That way, if you drain, you know you'll be able to fill. If you can't get this open, you strip this out. Something goes wrong, you just stop where you're at. Come up with a game plan at that point. So what I'm going to do is break these free and then show you the drain and fill process. Going to be filling with AMSoil 75W90 severe gear. Factory calls for 75/85. I use the AMSoil though. We got two Tacomas and didn't see any problems, any difference. Let's take a pause and show you what's going on. And this is what you will be removing with, just in case you don't know. 10 millimeter. Alright, I have the funnel, drain pan. Just grabbed this gallon of water. I wanted to see exactly what it looked like before I threw it in that pan. I wanted to check out the contents. These were a little tight getting off, and there's a battle under here. I'm not up on the ramps. I got race ramps. I'm on the ground on some cardboard on top of the rocks. So a hell of a battle right now. I'm gonna try to get these off, show you. I can remove the top. There she goes. Ooh, man. All right. Let me show you what the contents of that look like. Not too bad. Definitely seen plenty worse. The reason I drained early, because our SR5 around 30,000 miles was milky, disgusting, terrible looking. So I'm going to pause this. I'll get back to you in a second. After you pull the drain plug, make sure you wipe away the magnet and the metal. Do a little inspection on that. After a quick wipe, get the magnet. See the metal shavings. This is pretty standard. Nothing to be worried about. It's actually a little bit better than the SR5, 2019 SR5. Alright, on the front drain plug, it's going to be the copper washer. It's going to be, you're going to torque that down to 48 foot-pounds. which is pretty tight. Figure your oil drain plug's about 32. So you want to, if you're not using a torque wrench, make sure you give it a good squeeze. These flat ones are going to be for the transfer case. And it's going to be for the top for the fill on the front. These two are going to be for the rear drain and fill. As you can see, I let this sit for about 20 minutes draining. Talked to the neighbor, had a beer. Gonna wipe away. Screw this in hand tight. Make sure you take your time with this. Thread it in nice. Don't just blast it with an impact. Alright, so I got the washer on. Make sure this is on thread, nice and smooth. Going hand tight. I'm gonna torque her down. Alright, now here is our fill plug. We're gonna torque this down to 29 foot-pounds. Crush washer. This is gonna be the flat side of the crush washer going down. And this is gonna smush onto the differential housing. I'm going to do the same thing, hand tight, torque her down. Here's what we're running. The Amsoil 75W90, severe gear. These are the easy packs, which is great for in here. Squish them in the top. I'm going to try to video the pour-in process for you. These are sealed. You'll have a top. Pop that. Cut to your liking. And there we go. And there you go, the front. 1.6 quarts. And I believe, what's it say? Proper level should be within 5 millimeters of fill plug opening. Within 5 millimeters the bottom of a fill plug. I'm gonna do what everybody else does. You fill it up, squeeze it in there, or pump it in there if you're using a pump, until you start getting a little leak out. As soon as it leaks out, put in your bolt, wipe the excess, tighter, torque her down. And there's your fill port, just so you can get another look at it. See in reference to where it's at. Drain. Go up about 4 inches into the right. There's the fill. Now after you open your second one, had a little excess left over on the first one. Just gonna get the excess. So we got one so far in the front diff, 1 quart. Use the excess, just filled it up, so this is probably about 1.1 quarts maybe, give or take. And I'm gonna start filling her up until I get a little leak out from the top, and I'll get that on video for you. Alright, so mine overflowed from the fill port. Took about exactly 1.5 quarts. I torqued it down and wiped away all the excess. So we are good on the front. I'm going to keep move my way back, show you the transfer case, which is super easy. Much easier than the front end on the off-road because you don't have the skid plate, but the same concept. Fill in a drain. Take a quick look at the fluid. It's 19,900 and some change. Magnets had a decent amount of metal. Alright, on the transfer case, inspect every 30K or 36 months. Replace every 30K or 36 months, severe. This is definitely an early replacement, but for me, I own this vehicle, the bank doesn't own it, so I want to change all my fluids when I feel that they need to be changed or earlier than they need to be changed. Train and fill, 27 foot-pounds. Going to replace the washers, and there we go. They're the flat washers, flat aluminums, and it says 1.1. I have 75W. I have the Ravenol, and we're going to get there right now. I'm going to set up and show you. We're going to be filling up with Ravenol 75W. Made in Germany. Everybody I talked to, this is good stuff. At a pretty decent price. This bottle came a little bit of a leak when I got here, so I'm gonna use this whole bottle up and top off the excess. It says 1.1. We're gonna see where we're at, and it is a 24 millimeter bolt, I believe, for the drain and fill. And we're going to tighten those to 27 foot-pounds. Okay, so this is just as easy as the rear. I'm going to show you nice and quick. Fill, drain. Loosen this up first. Make sure this opens up and you can get this off. And then we're going to go into that. Torque down, not to keep repeating the torque settings. I know a lot of guys don't even torque down, they just go to hand tightness, which I do a lot of the time too, but just so nobody asks in the comments, it is 27 foot-pounds. This is what we're cracking them with. The gunmetal chrome Craftsman. Nothing too fancy. And these are some Amazon sockets I got online, impact sockets. Used them with an array of different impact guns. Pretty good for the money. I mean, definitely decent quality. I think the whole kit, I'll show you the kit at the end of the video, was like 30 or 40 bucks. So that came off extremely easy. Barely even felt like the washer was crushed down. Now from my last experience doing the SR5 at 32,000, the transfer case, the fluid came out looking almost new. I mean, it was hard to even tell it was used, so we'll see how this looks. All right, and the drain was definitely tighter than... Let's see if I can get the right angle for you. Gotta get the money shot. We're not gonna... I'm trying to shoot this thing all over the place now. All right, And that is the same as the SR5. It came out looking beautiful like honey. So with both of our Tacomas right now, I can tell you that this stuff, depending on if you're doing like serious off-roading, maybe a lot of towing, you could probably definitely go past whatever the recommended service interval is. I mean, if you're using and abusing your truck and really going hard, definitely change early. If you're just highway cruising it, putting around, two-wheel drive majority of the time, old man in it, you could probably go to, you know, maybe 60, 75, 80,000 maybe, who knows. I'm doing all these fluids 25, 30,000 mile. All right, gonna let this drain for 5 minutes. As you can see, let me get in there. You know, it looks great inside there. I will show you the fill process shortly. It takes about a quart. Before I skip over the Ravenol, it does come with this sweet spout built in. Screw that lid off, pull up, this whole spout comes right out. So I mean, it's definitely a plus. It's pretty great design. So we're completely drained down there. I am gonna torque down the drain plug and start filling her up. Don't forget to swap out the crush washers, all the crush washers for the front, rear, differentials in the transfer case. For all of them, it's like maybe $5 to $7. Not really the spot to be saving money. I mean, if you got to reuse them, you got to do what you got to do. Everybody's financial situation different, but I take these. These are trash. Set them aside. New one's on. And now we have officially drained for 15 minutes. This is all I got time for. Gonna do a quick wipe. Hand thread in, nice and snug. Make sure it goes in smooth. All right, torque down. Wiped away the excess. Make sure you're careful here. Not a spot to over tighten. We got our nice spout. Simply insert. See that nice honey color? And we're going to do the same thing with the transfer cases. For that overfill. Sorry about the angles I got. It's pretty difficult with the one hand action. So just wait for that overflow. Alright, and that is 1 quart in. I don't know if you can see in there good. Looks like we need a little more. And now we are full. As you see, I'm running out. That's what we're looking for right there. One quick tip I can give you guys is when you are down here, just take the time to do a good cleanup and wipe down on everything you've unbolted, your drain, your fill. That way, after you run the truck, you can check and you'll know if you've had any leaks or you need to tighten something up. Maybe change out a washer. If you leave a mess, you might not be able to tell, you know, if that was just leftover residue from when you drained, or if it's an actual leak from not installing something right, or maybe not tightening down something good or flush. Just give everything a good nice wipe down. Alright, last but not least, we're going to go to the rear, which is definitely the easiest. Alright, real quick, I'll just show you the transfer case oil with 20,000 miles. Hard to get a good look in it. Pour some out right here. You can see it's a darker, it's got a coffee look to it. And here's a little leftover, brand new. So you can see the difference. Looks like pure honey. Alright, let's take a quick look at the rear drain and fill. We're looking at 36 foot-pounds and 24 millimeter again. So 36, 24 millimeter. And you got rear 3.1 to 4.2 quarts. It varies with models. So I got about 6 quarts over there, so we got plenty of fluid, not to worry about that. And I will find out exactly how much this TRD Offroad holds. Never did this one before, so we're going to find out together. So 24 millimeter, 36 foot-pounds. This the rear, to me, by far the easiest. Real quick and nice and easy. We got our last two crush washers to replace. Let's get to it. We've got 3 new ones. 1, 2, 3. 2 halves from last before. That's 4 right there. I got another one in the bag. That's 5, and I think I got 2 more in the shed. So I believe we got 7. All right, and here we go again. 24 millimeter fill. Drains on the passenger side. Try to make sure you're somewhere level, or a passenger side lean if possible. Now I started feeling like I was about to round that, so I busted out the Makita. It's a 1/2-inch compact impact. Is the XWT. Let me get close up on that. XWT 15. I believe this has like 450-ish breakaway. 5 amp hour. It's pretty smart little impact, but just blasted that right off. Alright, that one was tight, but I got it off by hand, nice and smooth, no rounding, which that top one definitely felt like if I wasn't seating on it real good, so just blasted it with impact, got a good grip on it, and got it off nice and smooth. We're going to drain this into the gallon jug and take a good look at it and see how much metal's in there, what it looks like. And here's the rear. Got about a gallon out of it. And this is much darker than the front. See how pretty, it's pretty black. There's my magnet. There's my metal. There's some couple big chunks in there. Might be worse than the SR5 was, to be honest with you. So those are pretty decent sized chunks. The rest, everything was completely normal. And alright, so that's about size 12 font right there. And then you can see these chunks right here. Just trying to get them in my hand for you. Now we're going to go to the fill, see exactly how much. I think we're going to take about 4 quarts over there. Alright, so this is about as simple as it gets right here. We're going to fill it up until we get until it drips out a little bit, and then torque her down 36 foot-pounds. Right now I'll show you. I've got 4 AMSOILs, 75 W90s ready to go. I want to see exactly how much she holds. And pop the top, already cut. Now we're just get it in there. I'm gonna pause this in a second. Get it in there. Start going. All right, so we are 3 quarts in. Now I can peek in there a little bit with the camera. Doesn't look like we are close to full yet, so we're gonna keep going. All right, so we were pretty close to 4. About 3.75, about exactly what I put on there. I'm gonna need to bust up in a new one, and this will be the last one. Alright, now we are getting somewhere. We are around 4.5, give or take. Alright, that was about 5. Gotta go to the shed and get a little more. Alright, and there we are. Looks like that was about 5.5. I'll show you when we're all said and done here. Alright, we're all torqued down. 36 foot-pounds. I'm going to do a better job cleaning it off. Then I'm going to take her for a spin. Make sure I don't have any leaks. Then put on the skid plate that covers the front differential. And then throw the oil pan skid plate on. So I just did all the fluids. Front differential, transfer case, rear differential, and also standard oil change. Alright, that's how I wipe it down. Show you exactly what we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was about 5.5 quarts into the rear Also cut the tip off the ravenol for the end to fill it in. Made it a lot easier.